Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, and everybody in the West Coast. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and everybody else in between this great, big, beautiful country of ours. How the hell you doing? What do you know? What do you say? What's up? What's happening? It's Monday. Another weekend gone astray. Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers I didn't get a chance to say Mother's Day to. What's new? What's up? Look at this shit. Oh, ragamuffin. Ragamuffin. Okay. Delay is good. Everything looking okay. Everything over there all right. Hey, radio people. Ukraine, how you doing, man? United Kingdom, Canada. U.S. of A. The bane of the world right now. The absolute worst. The corruption, I couldn't believe it. I'm watching the news this morning, and they're talking about this plane from Qatar. And then they pop over and put Trump. And it's like business as usual. The corruption is like totally freaking off the wall. And everybody's just like, you know, I've had my Xanax this morning. I don't give a fuck about, excuse my language. It's not a kid's show. So if you got crumb grunches, drug rats running around, it's time to put them for a nap. If they're homeschooled, it's break time. If they're supposed to be in school and they're not in school and it's nice outside, kick their ass outside. Simple as that. Put some headphones on. They don't need to hear me because I just slipped up already. So you've had your warning. If you let your kids listen to this after this, that's on you, man. It's not on me. I didn't do anything. I warned you. Not a kid's show. So, you know, a lot of kids, you know, that's the crazy thing, too. A lot of kids nowadays, they hear that shit on television. It's like you can't get away from it. The songs have it in. I mean, it's like, you know, and they like, oh, you got to clean it up for radio, right? I don't think so. You know? Insane. Just crazy. So, anyway, this plane from Qatar. Gutter. Some people say gutter. Others say guitar. Trump said guitar. So what is it? You say tomato, I say tomato, right? Gutter, guitar. Anyway, this jet is like, I don't know how they can say it. Here's the thing. They have it set up like a palace, right? And then they're going to bring it to the United States and just cut all that shit out of it and put their stuff in there. And then it's going to go to the Trump Library. No. And he said Reagan did the same thing with his jet. Reagan never got a gift from another country. And the guy's like, you know, the guy on there, they have, you know, guest people. Right. Oh, yeah, it is corruption. You know. Come on, man. I just posted yesterday when we were talking about, I said, hey, maybe it'll have a malfunction. They said, wow, what are you talking about? Is it going to go like what, fall from the sky or something? I said, hey, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Whatever happens, happens, you know. Next thing you know, I bet the FBI is going to come be knocking on my door. What'd you have to do with it? I didn't have nothing to do with it, man. I'm the freedom of speech shit, man, you know. Give me a break. Give me a break. Oh, God. Yeah, affect my pretty hair, you know. I hate this shit. Oh, man. It's saying one thing after another, right? All right, stop it. Not being professional around here. What the hell's going on? Oh, God. Ask me if I care. Do you care, Chuck? Hell no, I don't care. Oh, man, come on. Not even. Oh, piss off, all you people. I'm sorry, Anyway, what's in the news wouldn't be the news without the news today. That came from, I think it was, that saying came from Hee Haw, I think. I like watching these old programs. I'm sorry. I just do. And that program hasn't been on the old program's station for a while. So, but I get a kick out of that stuff. But man, I tell you, crazy stuff there. Here we go. Trump said, this is BBC News, folks. Israeli-American hostage Eden Alexander handed to Red Cross in Gaza. So that's another one home. China has come to the table, but this fight is far from over. 2 hours ago, Asia. This is another live. Trump says U.S.-China relations reset as markets surge on tariff pause. So they're going to pause the tariffs now. Boy. Laura Bicker, China correspondent 2 hours ago, says from BBC News, China's defiance as it faced down U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs has been a defining image of this trade war. It has prompted viral memes of Trump waiting for the Chinese leader to call. We will not back down, has been an almost daily message from Beijing's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as the tariffs and the rhetoric from Washington escalated. China dug its heels in. I'm going to give you a quick aside. Trump was giving that speech about all these companies coming back. And he said Eli Lilly's building 7 new plants. No, they're not. 4. They're building 4 plants, not 7. So let's get this. As soon as he said that, I'm like, no, I don't freaking. So I looked it up. Is Eli Lilly building plants in America? Yes, they announced it in March, I think. They're going to be building 4 plants. 4 plants. So anyway, that's what they're doing. Who knows what the other ones are doing, but let's see. Okay, we will not back down has been almost daily message from Beijing's Ministry of Foreign Affairs as the tariffs and the rhetoric from Washington escalated. China dug its heels in. Even as Chinese officials headed to Switzerland for talks, a state-run social media account published a cartoon of the U.S. Treasury Secretary pushing an empty shopping trolley. Yeah, shopping trolley is a shopping cart in America. Okay. There were even conflicting versions of who initiated the talks in Geneva. Yeah, and you know what? Trump, this guy is a trip, man. He, when somebody asked him, one of the reporters asked him, did China call you? Who called? And he gave himself away. He says, does it matter who called? Does it matter who called? We're talking now. Yeah, I know, Donald. You're so stupid. Yeah, there were even conflicting versions of who initiated the talks in Geneva. But after 2 days of robust talks, the situation appears to have changed. So is this a major turning point for Washington and Beijing? The answer is yes and no. Follow live reaction to U.S. and China tariff deal. We don't care. A defiant China looks beyond Trump's America. We want to trade. Yeah. You should have told Trump that before he put the frickin' tariffs in. The consensus from both delegations this weekend is neither side wants a decoupling, said U.S. Secretary Scott Bessent during a press. You know what? You can't even believe that guy. You can't. He's lying. China could give two shits about America. They got the rest of the world they can trade with. They don't need the frickin' United States. What do they need the United States for? Oh, we're the biggest importers. Yeah, because shit's cheap. You know. So other countries are going to go buy all China's cheap shit. Yeah. Yeah. How dumb is that? How dumb can you be? People will just never know. And what had occurred at these very high tariffs was the equivalent of an embargo, and neither side wants that. We do want to trade. That's what that Scott Bessent said. Economists admit that this agreement is better than expected. I thought tariffs would be cut to somewhere around 50%. Zhui Zhang, chief economist at Pinpoint Asset Management in Hong Kong, told Reuters agency Reuters, the news agency. And it's Reuters, right? Mangled news, bud. But in fact, U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports will now fall to 30%. Ooh. While Chinese tariffs on U.S. goods will drop to 10%. Obviously, this is very positive news for economies in both countries and for the global economy, and makes investors much less concerned about the damage to global supply chains in the short term, he added. Trump hailed the progress on Sunday on his Truth Social site. Many things discussed, much agreed to. A total reset negotiated in a friendly but constructive manner. What was it before? What was it before? What were the tariffs before? Beijing has also softened its tone considerably, and perhaps for good reason. China can take the pain of an economic war with America to an extent. It is the lead trade partner for more than 100 other countries. But officials have become increasingly concerned about the impact the tariffs could have on an economy that is already struggling to deal with a property crisis, stubbornly high youth unemployment, and low consumer confidence. And is that in the United States? I don't know. It's China, right? Factory output has slowed, and there are reports that some companies are having to lay off workers as production lines of U.S.-bound goods grind to a halt, bringing trade to a standstill. I want to find out what it was before. What was it before? Tell me. What? The victory is only for 90 days. The tariffs are only paused temporarily to allow negotiations. So that's what Trump don't get. And they put it, a trade deficit is a good thing. People don't understand that. People are, we got a trade deficit with this country, and oh my God, we got a trade deficit. It means that America is thriving and people are buying shit. Bingo. That's what it means. Trade deficit isn't like you're losing money. You're spending a lot of money. You're spending it because you can spend it. Ooh, how freaking dumb can you be? So that's the good thing about that stuff. I'm sorry, man. I got... but that's all right. Here we go. Listen, they're kicking all these people out from South America. Now, you want to get your goat? First white South Africans flying to U.S. under Trump refugee plan. What? Yep. Bring them in, they're white. We want the white. We just love that white. White, 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 white. Donald Trump says they are victims of racial discrimination, which is strongly denied by South Africa. The problem is, white people ran that country forever. Forever. And then, see, this is what gets me. Freaking memory. What's his name came and he got rid of that apartheid stuff, right? Hey, you know what? He did. So then they started doing everything to make things even. And now they're complaining, oh, the poor white people. After all they did to the black people down there, they should rot in hell. And maybe they ought to take whatchamacall too. You know, Elon Musk down there. So, oh, here we go. Something else you need to see. Diddy used indefensible violence, but is not a sex trafficker. Okay. Hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs could face life in prison and found guilty in New York court. It just never ends. Indefensible violence. He was just a very violent guy, but he was no sex trafficker. I don't know. Here's the thing: if you're holding a party and you're Sean Diddy Combs, and you have a bunch of ladies there, and you ask this lady, say, "Hey, man, go do this with this guy or talk to this guy," that's sex trafficking. Right? That's what it is. So, yeah. Philippines surprise early results in midterms dominated by Marcos Duarte feud. President Ferdinand Marcos and his VP Sara Duarte are battling for seats in the powerful Senate. All right, what time is it? Okay, geez. India and Pakistan top military officials speak as ceasefire holds. Okay? Oh, I said that word. All right, let's go here. We're going to Blue Sky. Blue Sky. My boy. Biggie. Okay. He reposted by Antifa. That's Antifa. Biggie, this is a political time to wake up prepare to speak truth to power. And it's Jon Stewart poster. You can't protest in a way that offends the right. You can't teach things the right doesn't want you to teach. You can't read things that they don't want you to read. You can't use words that they don't want you to use. But they love free speech. Reposted by Shaylee's BB. Bradley P. Moss. I don't think President Big Mac should be making comments about the fat shot. Atheist pizza news. Trump is expected to receive a luxury jet from Qatar. The gift raises questions under the Foreign Emoluments Clause of the Constitution. A gift of this size from a foreign government is unprecedented in our nation's history, a law professor said. From Business Insider. We know that. Reposted by Hermione Gingold. Wow, that's an old one. Oh, boy. Ryan Cordell. is replying to Ryan Cordell. Over the years I've been doing this work, colleagues in many other countries, including places we think of as much more progressive, has spoken enviously about chronicling America because we have a massive public archive of historical newspapers while their countries are all in corporate archives. Okay, he replied to that. He replied to himself. He has a very long thread. Some sad confirmation from BCGL, Blue Sky Social. While I was at UW last week, the National Digital Newspaper Program, which builds Chronicling America, has been shut down. Historical newspapers are probably the archival material most used by the general public for genealogy, local history. It's such a loss. They shut that down. Library of Congress. About this collection, chronicling Search America's historic newspaper pages through 1963, please note the Library of Congress has transitioned the long-standing Chronicle of America. Oh my gosh. So that's what he did. He goes there. He's talking about that. Okay. Let's say that. Make Fascists Afraid is responding to Michael Hobbs, and which he's saying a lot of mainstream journalists think it's more important to stick it to the far left SJWs on Blue Sky than it is to accurately convey the far-right assault on democracy coming from the government. It's an absolute sickness and a huge part of what got us here, and Make Fascists Afraid says this is an industrial issue. Not industrial, institutional. He said institutional. That I said it. You know, but that's institutional issue. Not a personal issue. As an institution, news media normalizes what the right does and delegitimizes all leftist criticism of it. The actual left, not liberals. Been this way for decades and is clearly not changing just because the right is now explicitly fascist. All right, let's move on. Where are we at? Threads. A lot of pictures. I'm trying to find something for you folks. Karen Ingborn, travel photography. I've been traveling and I have been fortunate to travel a lot in my life. I love taking pictures of beautiful places, people, and moments. I started taking pictures for around 10, 12 years ago, and I'm far from being a super prof photographer, but I do have fun posting these pictures on my IG. Travel photography, and showing a picture of the wing of a plane above the clouds. Crystal 98 says, absolutely, should every Democrat that broke into the New Jersey ICE facility be in prison? And she says, absolutely. Are you kidding me? No. Oh, that's ignorant, man. Lady, how'd you get on my page? Crystal 98. You crazy. They didn't break in. They have to... Oh, boy. Oh, man, this is getting bad. When you get... Okay. Uh-oh. I ain't going to say that. All right. No, I ain't going to say that. I even got to... All right, I'm going to say it. Mary McCorkle. And the subject is white man privilege. The only people who have effed this country up are white men. Y'all know it, and for those who acknowledge it, I love you. I love and appreciate you. I know my history and the atrocities that y'all have committed since coming to this beautiful land. Not all white men included, so don't get bitchy with me, it won't work out. I love our veterans, I love this country, and I have seen fads come and go, but you, MAGA, will never withstand what's coming for you. I hate you, Donald Trump and Mark Zuckerberg. She said it. Tina Marie says nothing. Okay, she says, everything Trump's goons say is to spark outrage amongst his deepest MAGA base. It's the court of opinion at this point. Do they know an end is coming? It's crazy to think these people believe they will be remembered favorably. Are they really starting to believe their own lies? They are getting halted in the courts, leaving them with pushing more extreme statements. All rhetorical, just my thoughts. This is true. This is true. I just went over that with the news. Oh, that's another thing. I'm really sick of Trump and all these other people blaming Biden for everything. He's getting this new plane. He's blaming Biden for the old one. Like, give me a break, man. Just stop it. Just stop it. Caroline Leavitt, Trump's press secretary, says the president inherited a mess from the Biden administration and urged Americans to trust in President Trump to restore the golden age. Here's the mess that Biden left. Best rate of job creation in the first 3 years of any president in history. Lowest overall unemployment in 50 years. Record high stock market growth. Best rate of wage growth in decades. Lowered Medicare drug costs. This is what Trump wants to fix. Let's go over to the jungle. We're going to jungle for a couple minutes. Pictures. Peter Magnuson reposted. Congressman Greg Lands. Tens of millions of Americans are about to lose their health care. Congressional Republicans are working to cut nearly $1 trillion in health care to pay for tax cuts for the uber wealthy, but they're not coming right out to say that. 3 ways they'll try to spin it. All right, what's he doing? 3 ways they'll try. Kick it to the states. Medicare covers, we're going to do Medicare covers 70 million Americans. The federal government pays 70% of the cost. States cover the rest. If you kick it to the states, they can't make up the difference. Translation, they're cutting health care. 2, work requirements. Almost everyone on Medicaid works. If they can't work, there's a reason. Congressional Republicans know this. Some states tried this. All it did was bury people in paperwork, ultimately stripping them of their coverage. These are people who are already working. They're in school. They have a disability. They qualify for Medicaid. They still lose their health care. Number 3, only for the most vulnerable. Republicans say they want Medicaid just for people with real disabilities as opposed to fake ones. Medicaid has expanded to cover 20 million more people, folks who need health care, can't get it privately, and rely on it to stay healthy and alive. All right. So when you hear kick it to the states, they're cutting health care. Work requirements, they're cutting health care. Focus on the most vulnerable, they're cutting health care. But that's it. I had a good time, did you? Oh, it's time to go. I got to say goodbye. Hey, radio people, they want to hear their music, right? So I'm going to say goodbye to them. I'm going to say goodbye to you. See you Wednesday, man. Be careful, man. Don't get that Rona. That's all I can say. Right? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's getting up there. Oh, all right. So anyway, And Chuck's Mangled. Can you hear that in the background? All right, folks, we'll see you later. Be careful. Have a good day, and we'll say goodbye to you guys now. What am I doing here? Oh, I got to do this one. See you Wednesday. See you Wednesday.